In our interview, the Acting Director General of the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, Mr. Ahmed Nagode, explains how the institute is preparing the needed manpower to improve the capacity for power generation from renewable energy. Mr. Ahmed Nagode, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Gloria.
Well, let's examine the impact of capacity building right now in the power sector. I mean, this is going on at the same time we're having issues to do with maintenance of our infrastructure system. What impact is this having on our infrastructure?
Yeah, you see, capacity building in the power sector takes care of basically two things. One, safety, because if you build capacity, human capacity, bring on board well-educated and well-informed, manpower that knows, how to really operate on the lines. You have less, accident. I mean, you prevent, accident within the network, and at the same time, it makes it possible for saving the life, of infrastructure in terms of duration, in terms of proper handling of equipment within the sector. So our focus is likely to first of all try to key into the targeting of the government in terms of delivering 10,000 megawatts to make available manpower to really work and then sustain that very target. And in doing that, the focus will be on making sure that equipment are well operated and maintained so that, you have less accident, both to human beings and also the infrastructure as well, the network as well.
But where is the bigger challenge? Where we have, maintenance issues, and also we have lack of access to power. I mean, there's so many loopholes here and there. So I'm wondering, where is the big issue?
Well, I think, you see, the first thing is there must be power, availability of power, and then you now have the attendant manpower to man, that very power, and you have a well-developed, manpower. Because if you have a well-developed manpower, you take away, some of the problems, that really come up, with maybe the basically identified problems of energy theft, for instance, technical, commercial, and collectible, losses, within the system, But you need to have a well-informed, human capacity to really really take care of this. And that's the mandate, of NPTIN. NPTIN is to, first of all, inject new entrants, into the power sector in terms of, graduates of electrical, mechanical, engineering, to have the requisite skills to really work in the power sector, and also to train the existing staff, of the utilities to ensure, that they are capable to really work on the lines. They are capable, to really man, the infrastructure, that is the power infrastructure, all through the value chain, of the power, delivery. That's generation, transmission, distribution.
Well, the minister once mentioned that we need capacity building, enough of it to actually solve the challenge of power and probably attain that 10,000 megawatts that he talked about, really. But where are we right now in attaining that?
I think, we've really gone, really far in terms of our own ability, to really develop, the right, caliber of, staff, to really come into the network. And before now, there was a gap in terms of capacity building in the power sector for about 20 years before 2009. Structural training, that is organized, well-structured training in the power sector, power sector ceased. We used to have a system whereby engineers, let me just tell you what I'm trying to reflect here, whereby mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, when they come into the system, They go through the, the value chain, going into the network generation, stations, transmission lines, and also distribution, utilities, to really go for hands-on practical training, to deal with challenges, to deal with problems, solving, issues in terms of maybe breakdown of transformer, feeder pillars, and some other, facilities, in the power sector. They do practical hands-on, solving problem solution, in terms of, approach, to getting things, right. But you see, now there seems to be the challenge, that the utilities are not really coming forward to fund, training. And before now, it used to be, a responsibility under MITO, whereby it's kind of a collective pool. You bring, money, and the NPTIN, trains, wide. That is the system, both in generation, transmission, distribution. But now, we are restricted, to having to go out to market, this training. I think, we are all working together now to ensure, that we really sell, our products, all through, to the utilities. And fortunately, they are coming in, as I'm speaking with you, we have trainees in our Kanji Training Center, from Abuja, Disco, we're undergoing training in DSO, that is distribution substation, operation, system. And by the time they are out of, that they will be able to do their job, more professionally, and which will be, very good for the system.
How much is the government earmarking for the training?
Well, I'll talk about the appropriation, because now, NPTIN is under appropriation, government, appropriation, both, for staff, maintenance, and also for capital, projects. But, for training, government, because of the privatization, has left it, to the utilities to come in, to buy their training. For now, government spends money on maintaining NPTIN, overhead, and at the same time for projects, capital projects, development. And they've really been very, very supportive, in these, two areas.
Let's talk about clean and renewable energy, that the world has embraced practically. Do we have the capacity or even the resource to go in that direction?
Yeah, I think we do, and it's the future of, energy in Nigeria, but it's fastly, growing. And NPTIN as a training institute, we're keen into this. I must really talk about government, here as well, because we have an agreement, with GIZ, and that one comes up under Nigeria Energy Support, program, which is a product, of bilateral relationship between Nigeria and the German, government. Under this, arrangement, renewable energy has been given prominent, role. The German government has made available through GIZ demonstration plants, for NPTIN at one of our training centers in Kanji, 10 kilowatts solar PV demonstration, plant, and also 3 turbines of 5 kilowatts each of wind, turbine, making it 15, and then together 25, kilowatts. This is off-grid, plant that we use, in training young Nigerians, to embrace, the renewable energy project. And it's the first of its kind in Nigeria, because this is the first time you have a technology that combines, both solar and, wind, turbines, technology. Under this arrangement, we have been able, to equally build a very robust syllabus that is training faculty as well. Our trainers, our instructors have been sent to Germany for, training on renewable energy operation and maintenance, and they have come in. They've come back to the country to cascade it down to other instructors. So we have a very, very strong, faculty and curriculum, on renewable energy.
Well, Mr. Ahmed Nagode, there's a lot to talk about, but thank you for your time on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much, Gloria. It's nice to have you around.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your notes as always. Keep sending your views and comments using the Twitter address on your screen and email address. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Now, don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. You can drop any of your comments on any of the videos and be sure to include your name and location. Well, thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuki. See you again.